Thank you for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay? I would like to thank and congratulate the Level 4 students of Calamba Doctors College for inviting me as a speaker to discuss and share my knowledge and experience regarding nurses' role in patient safety in the operating room. Okay, so the learning objectives. Okay, so at the end of this webinar, so the students will able to define the perioperative nursing and its three phases, identify the nurse's responsibilities as part of the surgical team, recognize a nurse's role in patient safety in the operating room in terms of patient identification, effective communication, medication safety, ensuring safe surgery, prevention of retained surgical items, preventing patient injuries from falls. So first, we should know the definition of surgery. So surgery is a branch of medical practice that treats injuries, diseases, and deformities by physical removal, repair, or readjustment of organs and tissues involving cutting into the body. Okay, so as defined by World Health Organization, it is often the only therapy that can alleviate disabilities and reduce the risk of death from the common conditions. So in surgery, we have a surgical team. So surgical team consists of a surgeon, assistant surgeon, anesthesia, scrub person or scrub nurse or instrument nurse, circulating nurse, and orderly. Okay, so first we will talk about surgeon. So si surgeon is the leader of the surgical team. So tinatawag nilang captain of the ship. Okay, so he or she is the ultimately responsible for performing surgery effectively and safely. So however, so hindi naman niya kakayanin mag-isa lang. So may kasama siyang team. Kaya nga meron tayong surgical team. So he is dependent upon the other members of the team. So for the emotional, for patients' emotional well-being and physiologic monitoring. Okay. So si surgeon is part of the sterile team. So we have two types doon sa OR. So we have the sterile team and the unscrub or the unsterile team. Okay. So next is anesthesia. So provide smooth induction of the patient anesthesia in order to prevent pain, and responsible for maintaining satisfactory degrees of relaxation for the patient for the duration of the surgical procedure. So mostly, meron tayong anesthesia. So some of the surgery doesn't need anesthesia, like for yung mga anesthesia lang na can be administered by the surgeon, like mga local anesthetics. Okay? Mild sedation na within scope naman ng surgeon. So pwedeng wala namang anesthesia. Okay? So I would like to add also, so prior to that, so si surgeon with assistant surgeon. So si assistant surgeon, siya yung tumutulong kay surgeon, especially sa mga major operations that needs extra hand. Okay? So for example, we have patient for exploratory laparotomy. So it involves incision of abdomen. Okay? So the surgeon needs an assistant, okay, to help to retract, okay, para maganda yung visualization ng laman loob, okay, ng abdomen. So the assistant also may help in coagulating, cutting. Pwede rin siya maging extra eye ni surgeon kung may makita man siyang bleeder. Yan, ganyan siya. Okay? So for the assistant surgeon, pwede siya maging doctor, consultant, specialist, or resident. And some in our Philippine setting, pwede rin nurse. Okay? Mga senior nurses na medyo may tiwala yung surgeon sa kanila, expert na, they know that case. Yan, pwede maging assistant tayo. Okay? So next is the scrub nurse. So emphasize ko muna si scrub nurse. Okay? So isa to sa pwedeng maging role natin in the surgical team. Okay? So scrub nurse is assisting the surgeon during the whole procedure by anticipating required instruments and setting up the sterile field or sterile table. Okay? So ano ibig sabihin ng anticipation? So anticipation means you know what's next. Yun yung term doon. You know what's next. So you're like working as a surgeon also. Okay? So for example, we have a patient. Okay? Pagpalagay na natin appendectomy. Okay? Appendectomy means removal of the appendix. Okay? So if you are the scrub nurse, you know what instruments to be used. Okay? Ano mga special instruments? Ano yung mga special sutures? Okay? Mga special packs o anong mga machines ang kailangan within that surgery. Okay? So, alam mo na yung sunod-sunod almost. Okay? Even the surgeon will not tell you what to be used. Okay? Yan. So, isa yun sa pinaka-talent natin. Okay? If you want to be an OR nurse. Yan yung tinatawag na anticipation. Okay? Yun. Okay. So I will elaborate more of the scrub nurse responsibilities. Okay. Just what I tell, part siya ng sterile team. Okay. So the scrub nurse also setting up the sterile tables, the sterile field, Mayo table, yan, including yan. Preparing sutures and special equipments. Okay. So like what I discussed before, anticipating the needs of the surgeon and assistant surgeon. Next, keep the track of time of patient is under anesthesia and the time the wound is open. So for example, we have patient, balik na lang tayo kay appendectomy. Okay, si appendectomy under spinal anesthesia. Spinal means anesthetized from the abdomen down to the legs. Okay, medyo nagtagal ang operation. Okay, so ang anesthesia natin usually 2 to 3 hours lang yan. Humupa na during the operation. Nahirapan sila maghanap ng appendix kasi baka masyadong malalim, right? May time na gumagalaw na yung patient. Okay? So naramdaman ni scrub nurse na gumagalaw na yung paa. So the scrub nurse will call the attention of the anesthesia na gumagalaw na yung paa ng patient. So the anesthesia will give some medication to give more anesthesia or to make the body relax. Okay? Para hindi maano yung operation, hindi ma-interfere at maging smooth pa din hanggang matapos yung operation. Okay? So hindi lang tayo basta instruments like like mga misconception ng others to us sa mga OR nurses na taga-abot lang daw tayo ng instruments. Okay? Hindi yon, talagang total care tayo. Okay? Kahit yung patient nakahiga lang, alam natin, mararamdaman natin ang patient. Okay? Kung anong kailangan, ano dapat sa kanya. Okay? Yun. So, another thing is checking the equipment and materials such as needle, sponges, instruments as the surgical incision is closed. Okay? So, isa to sa dapat nating iwasan. Yung merong maiwan sa pasyente. Dapat kung ano yung ginamit natin, babalik sa atin. Dapat kumpleto, walang maiiwan na retractor, walang maiiwan na gunting, walang maiiwan na gasa, walang maiiwan na needle. Okay? So yun ang ating pinaka-responsibility. Okay? So ito lagi ko sinasabi to sa mga students na mga na-handle ko or even sa mga staff na na-handle ko when I was working in the clinical area, clinical side. Okay? Always treat your patient as your own. Or treat your patient as yourself. Kung kayo kaya nakahiga dyan, okay? Kung kayo kaya ang ino-operan, of course, you want the best treatment na ma-receive from the surgical team. Okay? So, we should avoid those complications. Okay? So, I will discuss later on how to prevent the retaining the surgical items. Okay? Next is circulating nurse. So ito naman yung unscrub or non-scrub o hindi nakascrub. Okay? So hindi siya kasama sa mga sterile team. Okay? So siya yung talagang nagmamanage doon sa operating room. So she's making sure that the sterile team is okay, the machines are okay, the counting is okay, the patient is okay. Okay, ang daming okay, di ba? So she's using also the nursing process. Okay? So, wala talaga tayong kawala sa NCP. So, lagi natin ginagamit ang nursing process even sa OR. Okay? So, the scrub nurse is assessing the patient and identifying the desired outcomes. They can formulate also nursing diagnosis. They can choose the plan of care, implement and delegate intervention, and evaluate the outcomes of the care provided. Okay? Si circulating nurse din ang nagpo-position sa patient, nagpe-prep, okay? Naglilinis, dinidisinfect ang patient for the skin preparation, giving medication through within the surgery, okay? Nagbibigay ng mga sterile items sa surgical team. So for example, mga implant, okay? So si circulating ang nagbibigay. Siya din ang kumukuha ng specimen. Okay? Kinukuha niya para malagyan niya agad ng label. Okay? Manote kung ang kaninong kung anong specimen to. Okay? Kung name ng patient, okay, para hindi mawala. Okay? Next, pwede rin siya mag-assist anesthesia during intubation or induction. Okay? Pag general anesthesia through ET tube, si circulating din na nag-a-assist, pwede siya magbigay ng drugs for induction and during intubation. So, siya talaga ang pinaka-active ba? Okay? Yan. So, isa din sa, marami din responsibilities na natin isa-isa. Okay? So, another thing is, the circulating will assure the cleanliness in OR. Okay? Guarantees the proper room temperature, humidity, and lighting sa OR. So, i-emphasize natin yung kalinisan. Okay? Mahirap naman na ang operating room natin ay madugyot, madumi. Bakit? Okay? Risk for infection ang patient. 'Di ba? So, pag naghiwa tayo sa patient, open agad. Ayan, makikita na natin yung mga laman loob. So, walang protection. 'Di ba? Ang pinaka-protection muna natin is the skin. So, how about if the patient is widely open? Okay? So, nandun ang risk for infection sa kanya. So, dapat ang patient walang infection. Hindi natin siya bibigyan ng infection. Hospital-acquired infection. Diba? So, ang responsibility natin, make sure na we will maintain the sterility, the cleanliness, okay? Prevent microorganisms na ma-break doon sa surgical site. Okay? Mahirap naman kung magkaroon ng infection ang patient. Okay? So, ang kind na infection, di ba? Surgical site infection. So, instead na ma-heal ang patient, ma-discharge siya in the planned or scheduled days, mag-extend siya ng hospital dahil may infection, nakuha niya sa OR. Okay? Tapos, hindi nag-heal ang sugat. So, kawawa naman ang patient. Okay? Next. So, as a circulating nurse, so he or she makes certain equipments safely functioning. Add ko na lang, availability, and functionality. Bakit? So, for example, hindi tayo nag-check ng OR light. Yung ilaw sa OR. Si patient naka-anesthesia na. Tulog na. Okay? Naka-prep na tayo, hihiwa na lang si doktor, hindi pa pala gumagana ang ilaw. Patay tayo dyan. Okay? Napagalitan na tayo ni surgeon, papagalitan pa tayo ng anesthesia. Okay? So, dapat we should not, we should check the machines needed, equipment before operation. O, for example, suction machine. Hindi na naman tayo nag-check. Okay? Kung kailan naka-anesthesia na saka lang i-check natin. Okay? Tapos, ang case pala natin is cesarean section. So, cesarean section na to, pinaka-common case na to. So, cesarean section, it is bloody yan. Matubig yan. Eh, paano kung ang indication ng CS is polyhydramnios? Ang daming tubig. Okay? So, we should make sure as a circulating nurse na functional, nagfa-function ng ating machine and available. Okay? Next. We should ensure also the supplies and materials are available for the use during the surgical procedure. Hindi yung bababa pa kayo ng kung saan man ng CSR, magpapabili pa sa relative ng ganito kung kailan nakahiga na ang pasyente. So make sure before operation, kumpleto na tayo. Mas maganda pa ang sobra kaysa kulang. Okay? So mas tanggap pa natin yung sobra. Kasi sobra means we can return it, but if not enough, mahirap humabol kasi anong inaano natin dyan, yung anesthesia time. Yung opening ng wound, abay kung matagal nakabuka ka yan, infection na naman. Okay? Next is monitor aseptic technique while coordinating the movement of the related personnel. Okay? Kung sterile to sterile, yan yung number 1 natin na aseptic principle. Diba? So, si sterile person should not break the sterile area. Dapat limited lang ang movement niyan. The other way around. Si unsterile, dapat hindi siya lalapit doon sa sterile field. There should be a distance. So, as a circulating nurse, you should call the attention of that person para hindi natin ma-break ang sterility. Okay? And lastly, monitors the patient throughout the operative procedure to ensure the patient's safety and well-being. Di ba? Parang paulit-ulit na tayo ng patient safety. Okay? So, as a circulating nurse, hindi lang anesthesia ang tumitingin sa patient, kahit tayo. Okay, so for example, we have patient cesarean section. Okay, so gamitin natin yung last case na cesarean section under spinal anesthesia. So the chest and up, walang anesthesia. So the patient is awake. Gising siya. Okay? So as a circulating nurse, we can comfort the patient to decrease her anxiety. Pwede natin bantayan. Okay? So isa yun sa dapat natin tinitignan. Okay? Okay, so for the balik ko lang sa last part of the surgical team is the orderly. Okay? So orderly or the surgical helper. Okay? So actually in my experience malaking tulong sila sa nurses. Okay? Mataas ang respeto ko sa kanila. Bakit? So they're the ones helping us especially in positioning, transferring patient stretcher to operating table and operating table to stretcher. Positioning, connecting the monitors. Okay? So, yan ang malaking tulong sa atin as a nurses. So, aside from janitorial works, housekeeping, sila yung naglilinis ng OR every after the case, before the case. Yan. So, they're maintaining the cleanness ng operating room. Okay? So, sila din ang responsible in collecting the dirty instruments. Okay? So, it depende naman to sa hospital policy. Okay? So, they're the one cleaning, disinfecting, and sterilizing. Diba? Parang ang laking tulong na yan sa nurse. So, kaya, for me, I have highest respect to them. Kung wala sila, baka lagi tayong pagod as a nurses. Lahat ginawa na natin. Okay? So, next is I will discuss the perioperative nursing. Okay? So, perioperative nursing, it is described as a nursing activities performed during the phases of patient surgical experience. Okay? So, it involves caring process as well as the surgical treatment techniques that serve life and health in order to alleviate suffering. Okay? So, nursing practice, this specialty, so not only in hospitals, so even in ambulatory surgical centers, radiology, interventional radiology departments, okay? So mga laser centers, okay? So example na lang yung clinic ng yung mga nagre-reconstructive surgery, yung mga nagpapaliposuction, okay? Breast augmentation, so perioperative pa rin sila. Okay? So we have also one-day surgery. So, ano ibig sabihin ng one-day surgery? So, kinaumagahan, pupunta sila sa center. They will have some surgical procedure like, for example, removal lang ng mga small mass, debridement, okay, suturing. Then, they will discharge at the same day. Okay? So, hindi lang tayo pang hospital. So, marami pa. Even dental surgery. Diba? So, we are consider this one as a perioperative nursing kasi same lang naman, different lang naman siya, parang subspecialty. So, surgery with different specialty, dental naman siya. Okay? Diba? Meron tayong reconstruction, plastics, okay? Yung mga pag-rehabilitation, yan. Yan. So, yan yung natin, ang coverage ng ating practice. Okay? So, in perioperative nursing, so medyo overview ko na lang yung ating phases kasi the main topic naman natin is operating room. So, under siya ng intraoperative. Okay? So, first is the preoperative phase. So, it begins when the decision for surgical intervention is made and ends when the patient is transferred from the operating room. So, ito yung mga admission, during admission niya. So, once na they decided, the healthcare team decided that the patient needs surgery, start na tayo ng pre-op. Okay? So, the goals for this preoperative phase, ito yung assessing and correcting physiologic and psychological problems that might increase the surgical risk. Okay? So, example na lang natin is the patient for cholecystectomy. Okay, so cholecystectomy is removal of gallbladder. Okay, so during the diagnostic, nakita natin mababang hemoglobin ng patient. So the surgical team will not accept that kasi risk for bleeding nga yung surgery natin. So ano magiging goal natin? So we can correct first the hemoglobin or we can prepare blood transfusion. Magsa-standby tayo ng blood for that patient. So, yun. So, yun yung goal natin. Di ba? Wala pa tayong, pre-op pa lang tayo. Okay? So, to prevent the risk for shock. Di ba? Yung talagang total blood, yung talagang blood loss talaga. So, yun ang piniprevent natin. So, ginagawa natin yung during preoperative phase. Okay? So, next is giving the person a complete and learning teaching guidelines regarding surgery. So, ini-inform natin ano bang pwedeng mangyari sa kanya. Okay? So, during operation, ano bang ini-expect sa kanya, anong gagawin sa kanya, and also the post-op. Ano bang posibleng mangyari sa kanya. So, for example, patient for rhinoplasty. So, they will fix dito sa may nose. So, i-inform natin ang patient na pagkatapos ng operation, meron siyang gasa sa ilong. Okay? So, magiging mouth breather muna sila. So, ini-inform na natin anong pwedeng mangyari sa kanya pagkatapos ng operation. So, yun ang goal natin during the pre-op. Okay? Next is instructing and demonstrating exercises that will benefit the person during post-op period. So, balik tayo kay rhinoplasty. Okay? Di ba sinabi natin pre-op, meron siyang gasa sa ilong. So, tuturuan na natin mag-mouth breathing muna. Okay? Inform natin na pag hindi ka makahinga, huwag ka munang mag-panic, okay? Pwede ka naman huminga sa bunganga, okay? At imo-monitor ka naman. Bibigyan ka naman ng supplemental oxygen, pwede yon. Ini-inform natin ang patient para hindi siya mabigla, okay? So next is planning for discharge and any projected changes in lifestyle due to surgery, okay? So sinasabi na natin pre-op. Okay, another example. Okay, we have patient for below knee amputation. So, puputulin yung kanyang lower leg. Okay, so i-inform na natin na baka after nito, you need to maybe you will use some cane after. Okay, so at least ini-inform na natin ang patient na gano'n na mangyayari sa kanya post-op. Okay, so next is the intraoperative phase. Okay, so once the patient is already prepared for the next case, ta-transfer na tayo sa intraoperative phase. So it extends from the time the client is admitted to the operating room to the time of anesthesia administration, performance of the surgical procedure, and until the client or the patient will be transported to the recovery room or post-anesthesia care unit. Ito na yon, yung mismong procedure. Okay? Ano bang goal natin dito? First is asepsis. Okay? As a nurse dapat, diba, as I discussed during sa responsibilities ng nurses, preventing from infection. Okay? So asepsis is being free. Okay? Being free from the disease causing microorganisms such as bacteria, virus or fungi, parasites. Okay. Next is homeostasis. Okay. Homeostasis is any self-regulating process by which biological systems tend to maintain stability. while adjusting to the condition that are optimal for survival. Okay? So yun ang goal natin. Bumalik siya sa normal pre-op. Okay? Next, safe administration of anesthesia. Okay? So yun ang goal natin. Dapat wala siyang magkaroon ng complication or any allergies may occur during that intraoperative phase. So yun ang goal natin. Okay? Next is hemostasis. Okay? Yan. So medyo na-late lang ang aking picture. So ayan. So pag asepsis, hindi pwede ang mga microorganisms. Okay? So yan, yung hemostasis, yung going back to the normal physiologic function. Okay? And safe administration of anesthesia. Okay? So next is post-operative. Okay? So tapos na tayo sa intervention. Okay? Lalabas na yung patient from OR going to recovery room or post-anesthesia care unit. Okay? So dito natin minomonitor ang patient if there's any complication. Okay? So our goal is to maintain adequate body system functions, restoring body hemostasis, pain, and alleviate discomfort. Okay? So i-alleviate natin yung pain and discomfort ng patient. Kasi expecting talaga lahat may pain yan. Siyempre, merong incision eh. Okay? Meron talagang pain yan. So for us, our goal is to alleviate the discomfort and pain of the patient. Next is our goal also, of course, to prevent post-operative complication and promote adequate discharge planning and health teaching. So, sa recovery room, for example, patient is under spinal anesthesia. I-instruct natin sa patient na hindi pa siya pwedeng kumain. Hindi pa siya pwedeng mag-unan. Flat on bed lang siya. So, isa yon sa mga discharge teaching natin sa patient. I-inform din natin na meron siyang gamot for pain na pag sobrang sakit na, sasabihin lang sa nurse na meron siyang gamot para doon. Okay? So yun lang yung overview natin ng ng perioperative nursing. Okay? So according sa ating ninuno na si Florence Nightingale, okay? So the very first requirement in a hospital is that it should do the sick no harm. Okay? Anong ibig sabihin nito? Okay? Si patient pumunta para gumaling, hindi madagdagan ang kanyang sakit or injury. Yun lang yun. Okay? So, the patient should receive treatment in order to get better, di ba? So, patient safety is our top priority. Okay? As a healthcare professionals like us nurses, okay? It is the cornerstone. So, ito yung pinaka-essential sa atin. Okay? Patient safety is the essential for high quality medical care. Okay? Sabi nga nila, we do not care to harm. We care to save. Naintindihan. So, yun lang yun. Okay? So, the key element in perioperative patient care settings is patient safety. Diba? Parang nauumay na kayo sa patient safety. So, hindi lang naman sa OR yan eh. Even in other healthcare settings, in other specialty, yun pa rin ang pinaka-importante sa lahat. Okay? So, now we will define the patient safety. Okay? As defined by the World Health Organization, it is a healthcare discipline that arouse in response in increasing complexity of healthcare systems and resulting rise of patient harm in healthcare facilities. So later on, i-discuss ko ano ba yung mga types of errors that may harm kung hindi tayo gumagawa ng paraan for patient safety, 'di ba? So it is a fundamental to delivering quality essential healthcare services. It aims to prevent and reduce risks, errors, and harm that occur to patient during provision of healthcare. So ito yung list na concern natin regarding patient safety. So nakalagay dito medication error. 'Di ba? Parang bakit kailangan pagtuunan ng pansin ang medication error. Okay? So, next is healthcare-associated infection. Unsafe surgical care procedure cause complication. Unsafe injection practices. Diagnostic error. Unsafe transfusion practices. Radiation error. Sepsis, venous thromboembolism. So, do you recognize this? Anong similarity nila? Di ba parang ang similarity niya, parang error, puro error siya, na hindi dapat mangyari sa pasyente to. Kaya nga ang pasyente pumupunta sa atin for the treatment to get well, para maging okay siya. Hindi para magkaroon pa ng problema. Okay? So, paano natin maiwasan yun? So, I will discuss later and what will be our roles and responsibilities to prevent this type of errors, especially sa operating room. Okay? O, tingnan muna natin ang picture na to. So, what's wrong with this picture? Parang ang dugyot, di ba? So, tingnan nyo, kalat ang dugo, si nurse ang haba ng kuko, may umuusok, si pasyente yung paa niya nakababa. Okay? Tapos parang ingay-ingay pa. Okay? Yung mga syringe pakalat-kalat. Okay? 'Di ba ang ano, parang hindi mo ma-attend kung ikaw ang pasyente niya. Kawawa naman ang patient kasi the patient is anesthetized, so he or she doesn't know what happening. Kung ano nangyayari talaga doon sa OR. Okay? So TOER is humane. So people make mistakes because there's always room for improvement in the system's tasks and procedures. Every mistake has a primary cause and every primary cause has a fix. With everyone's help, errors can be avoided in the system. Okay? So for example, medication error. Human error yan. Hindi dahil kasalanan ni gamot, kasalanan ni patient. Okay? Sa healthcare worker yan. Okay? So if the hospital or the center or the healthcare setting, meron silang sistema, okay? The healthcare professional knows their responsibilities in patient safety. Mawawalan tayo ng mawawalan tayo ng incidents ng medication error. Okay? So first, we will identify what types of error. Error, 'di ba? Kamalian. So, first is the sentinel event. Okay? Sentinel event is an unexpected incident involving death or serious physical or psychological injury or risk thereof. Unexpected. Okay? Si patient pumasok para mabuhay, hindi para mamatay. Okay? Yun. Yan, that's a type of error kung mayroong sentinel event. Okay? What other sentinel event? Okay? Si patient pumunta sa OR para putulin ang kanyang right leg. Pero nung pumasok siya sa OR, ang pinutol, left leg. O, di ba sentinel event yun? Hindi mo na mababalik yung pinutol na paa. Akala nila kasi right side. Okay? So, that kind of error can be prevented. Dapat malaman natin kung anong dapat gawin. Especially for us nurses, di ba? Di ba circulating, we are parang tayo ang nagmamanage sa operating room. We are the patient advocate. Tayo ang representative ng patient. So we should make sure that it will not happen. Okay? Next, another type of error, near miss. Okay? Near miss is an event or situation that could have resulted in an accident, injury, or illness but did not, either by chance or timely intervention. Munti ka na. Yun lang yun. Okay? So, papunta na doon, buti na iwasan. Okay? Yun ang near miss. Pero, dapat hindi nangyayari yun. Okay? Dapat, nasa tama tayo. Dapat walang kamuntikan na paano kung natuloy yun. So, it will be a sentinel event na. Okay? Next, adverse healthcare event. So, adverse healthcare event, an event or omission arising during the clinical care and causing physical or psychological injury to the patient. Okay? So, ito naman yung parang omission na nga. Yun na nga, meron na tayong adverse healthcare event. Okay? So, sentinel events that related to surgery according sa Joint Commission. So, ang Joint Commission is an organization that they regulated, they are chine-check nila they making guidelines to have to provide quality healthcare. So, sila yung nagbibigay ng mga suggestion guidelines. Okay? Especially, ang number one sa kanila is patient safety. Okay? So ito yung mga some perioperative sentinel events, okay? That can be related sa perioperative. Okay, so meron tayong falls. Next is unintended retention of a foreign object, URFO, o ito yung surgical items. Okay, retain surgical items. So foreign objects is the same, okay? Wrong patient, wrong site, wrong procedure, wrong implant. So, under siya ng wrong surgery. Okay? Dapat hindi wrong. Dapat correct. Diba? Next is medication management. So, isa to sa perioperative sentinel events. So, in JCI, we have international patient safety goals. So, hindi lang ito sa OR. So, we can apply also in all healthcare settings. Okay? So, number one dyan yung identify patients correctly, improve effective communication, improve the safety of high alert medication, ensure safe surgery, reduce the risk of healthcare associated infection, and reduce the risk of injury resulting from falls. So nakikita nyo parang all of this can be risk for siya, mga possible human error to. So ito dapat ang goal natin. Okay? Na kaya nating ayusin or gawin para hindi tayo magkaroon ng problema or any types of error. Okay? So ito yung aking So this is already the main topic. Okay? So I think medyo na kayo, no? Medyo parang naboboard na kayo siguro. Okay? Pero ito na yung pinaka main natin. But I will make it not that short but already informative na already for this one. So in OR, so ito yung ating mga safety goals. So we should identify patient correctly, effective communication, medication safety, ensuring safe surgery, prevention of retained surgical items, and preventing patient injury from falls. Okay? So ito, lagi natin ginagawa to even in our related learning experience, di ba? Pag sinabi ng CI na tatanungin mo lagi ang pangalan ng patient. Okay? Pag magbibigay ng gamot, pag magva-vital signs, kahit vital signs, guys, okay? Lagi natin tatanong ang name ng patient. Okay? Abay, nag-vital signs ka, yung pala relative. Pero si relative nagpa-BP na rin, okay? You thought that this is the patient. Okay? So, much better if we will use at least 2 identifiers. So, paano ba natin tatanungin ang patient? Ano po ang pangalan nyo? Pwedeng kumpletong pangalan nyo. Huwag nyo sabihin na, kayo po ba si Ada Marie Magnayon? Do not ask like that. Yes or paano kung bangag yan, under anesthesia or hindi okay ang kanyang consciousness, okay? So mas maganda na that if the patient can be able to state their full name. So depende sa hospital policy, if you want to add their birthday, walang problema, okay? Next is we will compare the medical record number doon sa ating chart. So mas maganda, 'di ba? Para sure tayo. And we should not ask the patient's room. We should not base doon sa patient room or bed number. Paano kung nagpalit sila? Okay? Hindi pala siya ang pasyente. Nagpalit siya kasi ayaw niya na ng ward. Gusto niya na ng private room. So, hindi na-update. Kayo po ba si room 2? Kayo po ba yung pasyente sa room 231? So, hindi dapat ganun. Okay? So, much better, the information will come to the patient itself. So, the patient should state the name. Okay, complete name or birthday. And you will check the ID band. Okay, yung ID band niya, di ba? Patient's identification band. Yung medical record number. And you will compare it doon sa chart. Okay? So, for identifying patients correctly, check din natin ang consent. Okay? So kasama siya sa verification. So 'di ba pag sa during pre-op, 'di ba, bine-verify na natin yung patient, binibigyan na natin ng consent. Then if the patient going to operating room, okay, as a circulating nurse or holding bay nurse, receiving nurse, check pa rin natin kung siya pa rin ito. Okay? So in regarding naman sa pagle-labels natin, labeling ng mga container, specimen, okay? Hangga't maaari kung gising ang pasyente, pwede nating i-label yung container. Okay? Na para makita niya na ito ilalagay natin sa kanya. Kasi mahirap na you have two patients nag-OR kayo at the same time and baka magkapalit ng specimen. So mahirap yun. Okay? So paano kung pareho silang tinanggalan ng fallopian tube because of the tubal ligation o nagkahalo sila. So much better you have already label, okay, for that. Okay? So in regards naman sa blood transfusion, okay? So sa blood transfusion, ito importante ito. So common naman sa OR ang mag-blood transfusion, especially for the major surgeries. Okay? So make sure that the patient gets the correct blood type, blood component, okay? And consent, of course, kailangan ng consent. May consent tayo sa blood transfusion. And much better, we use the two-person verification process. So ano ibig sabihin ng two-person? So aside sa main nurse, pwede kay another nurse, pwede kay doctor. Basta isa doon ay siya yung mag-a-administer ng blood. So para safe tayo, okay? So if we will check the identification of patient, okay, si patient Bagnayon, ito yung kanyang blood product, okay, for blood transfusion, pack RBC, serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, so yung kasama nyo, i-verify din na tama. What else? Expiry date, B positive, okay, yung blood type, yun. Importante yun, guys. So before administering blood transfusion to the patient, okay? So paano naman pag sa mga babies, 'di ba? So common sa atin, 'di ba, pag cesarean section. So paano kung twins? Okay? So how we will make the to identify the patient correctly. Okay? So for sa baby dapat meron na tayong naka-prepare na nakasulat na data ng baby. So it depends on the hospital. So we can write the baby of Magnayan, for example, the surname, okay, the date today, okay. So paglabas ni baby, saka lang natin ino-note kung boy or girl. Okay? Then we will put now the ID band. Hangga't maaari sana bago lumabas ng operating room. 'Di ba? So for other settings inside the operating room, meron silang neonatal resuscitation, 'di ba? Doon na nire-resuscitate ang baby, pinupunasan, they will give oxygen, cord care, doon na rin dapat lagyan ng ID band. Okay? So para safe paglabas, hindi magkanda halo-halo. 'Di ba? If you recognize meron ng nangyari na switch ng babies, 'di ba? So yun ang dapat. So as a nurse, that you should make sure that the patient will have the correct identification. Eh ma'am, paano po pag twins? Okay? You can put baby A, baby B. So sinong unang lumabas, lagay natin. O baby girl A. Okay? Baby boy B. O wag din lalabas muna sa ano. Then you can complete the details prior to going out dun sa OR. Okay? So, ganun. Dapat maging maingat tayo. So, ito yung pinaka-role natin as a nurse kasi tayo yung free, tayo yung nakakaalam. Okay? Okay. So, for the informed consent, okay? So, nakikita nyo naman ito. So, for the surgery, okay? So, kailangan ito. So, ito yung tinatawag ko na parang susi. Kasi kung walang consent, we should not proceed to that procedure. Okay? So, dapat kompleto, the patient signed or the guardian signed if the patient unable to. So, tingnan natin yung requirements. Okay? So, ang requirement dapat merong adequate disclosure of diagnosis. So, it is explained already the purpose, risk, consequences of treatment, and probability of success, prognosis, if not instituted. So, kailangan kasi ma-explain agad sa mga patient. Okay, sa patient, para alam nila kasi it's a big decision kung papayag sila o hindi. Okay? Next is, there's an understanding and comprehension. Nagigets ba nila kung anong sinasabi ng doktor? Or anong ini-explain ng nurse? Okay? So, much better we should use a layman's term, hindi yung medical na parang iniisip nila, ano to? Okay? So, mas maganda yung mas malinaw ang explanation natin sa patient. Okay, the informed consent should be given voluntarily. Huwag nyo naman takutin. So, kayo po, ano pong desisyon nyo? Papayag po ba kayo o hindi po? Sige po, kung hindi po, ito po, sulat din po kayo na tumatanggi kayo or hindi kayo pumapayag. Para safe lang tayo, guys. Okay? Para hindi tayo masyadong tawag dito, magkaroon ng legal problem. Baka sabihin kasi pinilit lang natin yung patient or sinabi lang natin na ipirma na lang dito, ganyan. Okay? So it is important also. Okay? So here are some information that dapat nandoon sa loob ng consent form. Okay? So description of procedure and alternative therapies, underlying disease process and natural course, names and qualification of person performing the procedure. So, dapat alam ni patient na si doktor ganito, siya ang mag-oopera sa kanya. Si anesthesia, si doktor ganito din ang mag-anesthesia sa kanya. Okay? So, dapat meron the explanation na risk or complication. Okay? And we should discuss also na pwede naman mag-refuse ang patient. So, as a nurse, we are tayo ang advocate, witness, and appropriate person to sign. Okay? So, yun ang role natin. Okay. So, regarding effective communication, okay? So, of course, una muna, use clear language. Okay? Huwag naman yung meron kayong code o na kayo lang nakakaintindi. Okay? Paano kung iba yung kausap mo? Okay? So, in the operating room, it is common to have handoff communication. Ano ibig sabihin ng handoff? Yung verbal. Okay? Na walang papel to papel. So, magbe-base lang tayo sa mga parang checklist. Okay? So, during procedures, okay? So, the surgeon or anesthesia, usually talaga nagvo-verbal order sila. Okay? Verbal order. Halimbawa, Ada, bigay ka nga ng oxytocin. Okay? Incorporate mo sa IV. So, that is a verbal order already. So, as a nurse, anong gagawin ko? Okay, Doc, mag-incorporate po ako ng oxytocin, 10 units sa IV. So, what I'm doing? Okay? I'm repeating back kung anong sinabi niya para clear lang tayo. Okay? Then, right after I administer nag-start ako ng oxytocin, ko-confirm ko, Doc, oxytocin, 10 units, incorporated in IV fluid. So, ibig sabihin na incorporate ko, then you will write in the documentation. Okay? Paano naman pag telephone order? Okay? Tumawag yung CIM. Okay? Kasi in-inform natin mataas ang blood sugar level during the operation. Nag-telephone order si doktor. Okay, magbigay ka ng 2 units of insulin. What I will do? Okay? Okay, Doc, I will give 2 units insulin subcutaneous. So, I'm repeat back din ako. Okay? Or read back. So, inulit ko lang yung sinabi niya just to confirm. Okay? Ayun yun. Yun yung pinaka-basic na sa communication. Kailangan natin maging sure. Paano kung medyo mahina tayo sa pandinig? Okay? So, we should make sure kasi it will have the increase of error kung basta lang tayo isang lang, ayun pala, mali palang pandinig natin. Okay? Meron din tayong tinatawag na SBAR technique. So, that is the situation, background, assessment, and recommendation. Okay? So, magbigay lang ako ng sample dito. So, we have the elements of pre-operative to intraoperative handoff communication using SBAR. So, for example, si ward going to the OR nurse. So, sasabihin lang nila yung patient name, anong procedure ang gagawin, yung mga documents ba present lahat, nandiyan ba yung laboratories, consent, everything, yan. Consent for blood, yung cross-matching result, yan, nandiyan. Then, for the background, okay, you will tell anong history ng patient. Si patient ba, meron bang heart disease, diabetic, hypertensive, yan. Kung clear ba kay doktor, na rounds ba ni anesthesia, yan. Ganyan yan, ganyan. And this the other background yan, MPO status, kailan siya huling kumain, okay, huling uminom. Okay, so it's part of the, yan yung endorsement na tinatawag natin. So ito yung basic na kailangan na malaman ng OR nurse. Okay, what are the information needed for that patient? Okay, okay, for assessment, okay, so ito yon. So, patient current level of understanding sa anesthesia, if there's special needs, okay? And maybe there's some request sa anesthesia. So, sasabihin ni nurse, ay, ayaw niya ng spinal, gusto niya ng GA. Okay? So, as a nurse, as a OR nurse, kailangan inform natin anesthesia na merong special request si patient. Ano pa mga special request? Bawa si ate girl, okay? Patient is female. Ang request niya, ayaw niya na may lalaki. Okay, so as a nurse, we should respect anong gusto ng patient. So we'll try our best na i-accommodate yung kanyang request. Okay? Or maybe some religious tradition na kailangan igalang natin na ito yung pinaka-special endorsement. So ito yung pinakasikat, di ba? For example, Jehovah's Witness, i-inform ni nurse, ni ward nurse to OR nurse na ito hindi siya pwede sa blood transfusion. Okay, so part siya ng endorsement. Okay? So for the recommendation, so state whether the patient has seen pre-op, kung nakita ba siya ng mga surgical team prior to OR, specifically the surgeon and anesthesia. So determine whether the patient is ready for surgery and allow opportunity to have perioperative staff members to have questions or to voice concern. So baka may concern si patient. So we should make sure na pwede tayo doon. Okay. So ito naman yung sample S-bar between do sa scrub nurse, di ba? For example, ang shift lang ng nurse is 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Merong OR ongoing, kakastart pa lang ng 6 p.m. So, papasok na si reliever or relief. So, meron dapat tayong tamang endorsement pag papalitan natin si scrub nurse. Okay, hindi tayo basta magpapalit na walang sabi-sabi na goodbye, hello, goodbye, agad. Hindi pwedeng ganon. Okay? So, for the situation, so ano muna nangyayari ngayon sa patient? Okay? So, of course, we should identify the patient. Anong procedure ang ginagawa? Nasa na ba tayo sa surgical na yon? Okay? Ano ng status? Okay? So, meron ba na dapat malaman ni reliever? Meron ba special na gamit dapat? Yan. So, we should know like that. It's just an example naman. Okay? So, for the background, so, same. Ano bang history ng patient? Okay? Sino yung mga kasama mo sa OR? Sinong doktor ito? Sinong assistant na ito? Ay, si doktor ano yan? Ibang ano yan, preference yan ha? So, it is important na malaman kung sino yung kasama ni reliever, ang papalitan. Okay? And is there any special instruments or suture na pwedeng gamitin? Okay? So, for example, implant. Okay? Ang pinili ng doktor na implant is size ganito. So, dapat i-inform mo si reliever mo na ito yung preferred size ng doktor. Okay? Hindi yung tatanong, ay, wala po sinabi sa akin si Ada. Okay? Yun, lagot, kawawa na may reliever, siya pa napag-abutan. Okay? So, as a reliever, pwede natin itanong yan sa ating karelyebo. Okay? Sa papalitan natin. Okay? Okay, so same with what are the medication fluids or hemostatic agents. Okay? So for assessment, so anong status ng specimen? Natanggal na ba? Tatanggalin ba? For histopath ba siya? For culture and sensitivity ba siya? Yan. So we should ask everything. So bago umalis yung ating karelyebo. Okay? So ito lang yung mga sample. Okay? So sample S-bar. Okay, so next is the sample S-bar for the intraoperative going to post-anesthesia care unit. So for example, tapos na. Tapos na yung OR. Okay? Dadali na siya sa PACU or sa recovery room. So meron din yung endorsement. Okay? So for the situation, of course, again, should be identified the patient correctly. Dapat tamang pasyente ang ating ini-endorse. Okay? As a circulating nurse, kasi usually circulating nurse yan, going to PACU nurse. So, circulating, didiscuss niya anong procedure ang ginawa sa kanya, what kind of anesthesia. Kasi that kind of anesthesia, doon magbabase ang care ni PACU nurse. Okay? Hindi lahat pare-pareho. Okay? May mga special considerations yan. Okay? So, for the background, yan. So, kung ano man nabigay na gamot, anong ongoing sa kanya, nag-blood transfusion ba sila, yan. Urine loss, blood loss, okay? So, importante malaman ni PACU nurse itong mga details na ito. Okay? And also, any significant OR event. So, dapat alam niya kasi hindi naman na weakness ni PACU nurse kung ano nangyari doon. Okay? Pagdating sa kanya, kala niya wala nangyari. Yung pala, nag-code na pala kayo doon. Munti ka na kayong mag-shock. Yan. Kailangan malaman pa rin ni PACU nurse. So, the PACU nurse will monitor it closely. Mas babantayan niya what are the na posible maging complication. Okay? So, for the assessment, okay? So, ito yan. Yan. So, hemodynamic stability, airway oxygenation status, thermal status, presence or absence of surgical complication, level of pain, and methods of pain management. So, for recommendation, ayan, okay? So, assist with transfer of lines and equipment, ensure immediate post-op orders have been completed. So, i-endorse natin yung mga orders. Babasahin natin yung PACU nurse. Kasi we are the one who received the order. So, dapat tayo magki-carry out dapat yan. Kasi tayo ang huling nakausap ng anesthesia. Okay? So, allow opportunities and PACU staff to ask questions. Okay? And voice concern. So, lagi tayo sa recommendation. Give way naman tayo sa pasyente. Ay, sa staff na, may question ka ba? Meron ka pa bang itatanong? Okay? Okay ba? Naiintindihan mo? Okay? So, yun palang effective communication na tayo. So, bali doon, mapiprevent natin ang any types of error. Okay? Kung okay ang communication natin, wala tayong masyadong magkakaroon ng error. Okay? Next is medication safety. So, ito short lang naman to eh. Okay? So, gusto ko lang emphasize yung look alike and sound alike. Okay? So, as you can see in this picture. Okay? Diba? Usually, pag sa OR, mabilisan yan, emergency yan. And most of the drugs in OR is high alert medication. Okay? Pag sinabing high alert, talagang pag binigay mo to, talagang agad-agad makikita mo ang complication or adverse effects ng gamot sa patient. Okay? So we should be careful in administering medication. Okay? So like for this picture, nakita nyo yung dalawang purple, 'di ba? Verapamil and naloxone. Masyado silang magkaiba. Okay? But they have the same container, the same color. Okay? So si patient is meron siyang narcotic toxicity. Sabi ng doktor, okay, nagbigay ka nga ng naloxone, ang nakuha mo si verapamil. Okay, so that is already a medication error. Kasi ang nakuha mo si verapamil instead of naloxone. Okay? So makikita nyo on the right side, I think on your right side, yung parehong ampule. Okay? Di ba parehong-pareho sila ng itsura, ng color? Pero pag tinitigan mo, magkaiba sila ng gamot. Okay? So as a nurse, especially in circulating nurse, we should make sure that we should give the right medication. So babasahin natin mabuti bago tayo mag-administer, bago tayo mag-prepare and mag-administer ng gamot. Okay? So for example, pag sound alike naman, okay? Epinephrine, ephedrine. 'Di ba? Parang pag sinabi, parang ephedrine ba or epinephrine? Okay? Yan yung sound alike. Okay? So that's why babalik tayo sa communication. Okay? Pag narinig ka ng verbal order, i-repeat back mo. Doc, ephedrine ba? Ephedrine 1 mg? Parang ganyan. Okay, so doon pa lang may iwasan na natin ang error. Okay? So I hope you understand what I'm trying to imply. Okay? Yan, may example pa tayo. Nalbuphine, atropine, malayo-malayo sila. Okay? Si atropine is anticholinergic. Si nalbuphine, ano siya? Sedative. Diba? So much better, we will should be careful in administering medications. Okay, so usually, di ba, si circulating nurse ang talagang nagbibigay ng medication, okay, intra-op, okay? So some instances, okay, the scrub nurse will administer or will prepare medication, okay, during operation, okay? So for example, heparin. So if vascular surgery, lagi tayong may heparin. Okay, so ano dapat gawin ni scrub nurse? Okay, the scrub nurse should label kung anong nilagay doon. Kung heparin, diluted ba siya sa normal saline? So how much? The concentration. Okay, the strength. Okay, we should write the medication, the strength, the amount of medication. Okay, the diluent. So kukumpletuhin natin ang details para alam natin. Even in the syringes. Okay? Hindi naman natin makikita kung anong ma-identify natin by the color of the fluid. Ay, hindi, ano to, ganyan. Hindi. We should write immediately. Pagka prepare natin, write natin kung anong medication yan. Okay? Even expiry. Okay? So, for the ito, in 10 writes. So, hindi lang sa OR, hindi lang being a circulating, even in other healthcare settings. Okay? So, kailangan may 10 rights tayo. Yan, as you can see in the picture. Right drug, right patient, right dose, right route, time and frequency, documentation. So, lagi natin ina-apply to. Okay? To prevent medication error. Okay? So, next. O, di ba? Nakikita niyo yung picture. Puro wrong surgery. Okay? So, pag wrong surgery, hindi dapat wrong yan. Dapat lagi tayong correct. Okay? So, it should never happen. Dapat hindi mangyayari. Hanggat maaari, hindi pwedeng mangyari ito. Okay? So, meron tayong ways naman to prevent this type of error. Kasi it may lead to sentinel event. Di ba? Na-explain ko kanina from removal of right amputation of right lower leg. Ang ginawa left. Eh healthy si left. Okay? So doon pa lang dapat naiwasan na natin. Okay? So how we will ensure the safe surgery? So ito yung ginagamit ng mga OR nurses or the surgical team. Okay? Kumbaga, para silang mga piloto before taking off. Diba? Ang dami nilang chine-check mo na isa-isa before mag-take off sila. Kaya di ba, minsan matagal, sino man ang nakasakay ng eroplano, ang tagal bago tayo mag-take off. Kasi yung pilot, nag-check sila kung lahat nagfa-function ba bago sila mag-proceed. Okay? So, surgery is the wrong procedure or surgery, wrong site. It includes operative or other invasive procedure performed in the wrong patient, wrong part, wrong side, wrong level, otherwise correctly identified anatomic structure such as spinal surgery. Diba? Meron tayong levels ng spine. Kahit doon may possibility magkaroon ng error kung hindi tama yung pag-identify natin. Okay? So that's why the World Health Organization, okay, developed this checklist. Okay? Surgical safety checklist. Okay? So I will discuss it by section. Okay? Start muna tayo sa sign in. Okay? So sign in, i-summarize ko na lang, patient should be awake. Okay? Kasi anong ba tinatanong natin sa patient? Okay? Yung name niya, identity, alam ba niya kung anong gagawin sa kanya? Okay? Anong side ang tatanggalin? Left or right ba? Okay? Upper or lower? Okay? Anong tatanggalin sa kanya? 'Di ba gising ang patient? So, doon pa lang kasi the important information is coming from the patient itself. 'Di ba? So it is important to have sign in. Okay? So in sign-in also, we are verifying the surgical site mark kung saan ba ooperahan. Okay? So as much as possible, hindi tayo gagamit ng surgical marking using X. So for example, sa mata, cataract surgery, X ang ating marking. Kasi iba ang magiging interpretation natin. X may be interpreted as not. This is not the one. Yung pala, yun ang site natin. Site natin sa operation. Okay? So, dapat is either arrow or any pointing which side. Pwede yan. Huwag lang X. Okay? And in sign-in, we can ask the patient also if there's any allergy. Okay? Kasi pag hindi natin alam ang allergy, mamamask yan ng anesthesia. Hindi natin mapapansin na may allergy na pala ang patient. Kasi nga anesthetized lalo na pag general anesthesia. So it is important to identify if there's an allergy or not. Okay? So for anesthesia checklist, so the anesthesiologist will ask some questions to help them to prepare for anesthesia. And baka tatanong ni anesthesiologist kung naoperahan na ba siya dati, anong anesthesia ginamit sa kanya, kamusta ba nung inoperahan siya, meron ba siyang complication, yan. It is important also. Blood transfusion, okay? So, before operation, we should make sure that there's already a blood. Okay? Meron ba tayong available blood kung ina-expect natin ng operation is more than 500 ml ang blood loss. So, sino dapat ang mag-verify nito? Okay? So, for us nurses, we should make sure if there's an available blood para sa patient na to. Yun ang ating role. Okay? So, the role if the blood needed or not is up to the surgeon or anesthesia. So, for us nurses, we will just check if available or not. Okay? Next is time out. So, si patient tulog na, naka-drape na, naka-prep na, hihiwain na lang. Pero bago hiwain, tayo ay magta-time out. Time out, stop muna. Okay? So, again, we will confirm the patient, confirm the procedure. Okay? Confirm ba natin kung tama ba ang mga surgical team natin? Okay? So, for example, we have patient for exploratory laparotomy. May possibility na mag-repair ng aneurysm aorta. So, we should make sure that available ba ang vascular surgeon natin. Okay? So, dapat alam din natin, baka may maligaw na supposed to be hindi siya doon sa OR na yon. Orthopedic pala sila. Orthopedic pala ang nasa loob. So, we should make sure that we know that our surgical team. So, exception na lang din na kilala nyo ang isa't isa. Okay? So, just to be sure lang naman. Okay? Next is if the antibiotic is given within prior on 60 minutes before, prophylaxis to prevent surgical site infection. Okay? So, dapat nagbibigay na tayo ng antibiotic para hindi tayo magkaroon ng complication after. Okay? Next, itatanong natin sa surgeon, is there any unexpected events na para mapaghandaan ng surgical team? So, importante we should ask, ito nag-aano tayo ng communication within the surgical team para smooth ang ating surgery. Okay? Next, we will ask the anesthesia. Okay? You have any concern? O, sanabi ni anesthesia, baka after OR, ICU to. Okay, so si circulating, she will make sure the ICU, if there's available bed for ICU or no. Okay? So, yon. So, si circulating usually ang nag-aano nito ng time out. Okay? Siya ang nag-o-orchestrate. Okay? So, si circulating naman, tatanungin si scrub nurse. Okay? Is there any concern in sterility? Kompleto ba ang gamit mo? Is all machines are working perfectly? Ready to go? Yan, pwede yan. Okay? And if applicable, we should ask if there is essential imaging displayed. O, for example, for orthopedic surgeries, available ba mga x-ray? Okay? Available din ba si portable x-ray to be used during the procedure? So, yan talaga. Then, if all all are clear, saka na tayo maghihiwa. Okay? So means we are ready to go na, ready to proceed sa surgery. Okay? Next. Next is sign out. Okay? So this done is before leaving the operating room. Okay? So bago umalis ang patient sa labas ng OR, we will make sure ito ba yung correct procedure. We should identify the correct name of the procedure done. Okay? Exploratory laparotomy, removal of or exploratory laparotomy, appendectomy. Kasi nung nag-explore sila, nakita lang pala nila inflamed si appendix. Okay, so we will record, okay, yung final procedure done sa patient. Okay? Is the counting complete? Of course, we should make sure, di ba? Yun nga yung iniiwasan natin, may maiwan sa patient. So before going to recovery, dapat clear tayo dyan. How about the specimen? Label. For example, appendix pa rin. Removal of appendix. Non-label ba natin? Okay? Is the specimen already labeled by the name, specimen, the room number, date, and who's the surgeon? So it depends on the hospital policy. Okay? Then we will ask the surgical team, is there any concern post-op? Okay? So we will ask the surgeon, Doc, meron ba kayong concern post-op? Okay, basta i-monitor, sabi ni doctor, i-monitor nyo lang yung output niya sa Jackson Pratt drain. 'Di ba? Si anesthesia, okay, maintain nyo lang yung oxygen niya. Okay, maintain nyo yung oxygen niya in 2 to 3 liters per minute. So yun, at least alam natin prior to going to PACU, may mai-endorse tayo kay PACU nurse na ito yung concern ng surgical team. Okay? So I hope you have already view no talagang ginagawa ng circulating and scrub nurse for the patient. Okay? So next, ito na naman. Okay? So this is example of an error. Okay? Nakita nyo, ang laki ng gunting, nagkasya sa tiyan, so naiwan yan. Okay? We have the retained sponge. Okay? And we have the article of the surgical sponge left inside the patient. So meron pang isa dito for 6 years. Ang tagal nun. Okay? Naiwan, nasa katawan niya lang yung gasa. Hindi tinanggal. Na supposed to be wala dapat gasa sa loob ng tiyan or sa operative site. Okay? So, as a nurse in operating room, we should prevent this type of error. Okay? So, ito yung, dyan papasok yung ginagawa natin, counting. Okay? Surgical counting. Okay? So, in surgical counting should be the scrub and the circulating should count aloud. Malakas, hindi nagbubulungan lang. Kasi so that the surgical team will hear also, maririnig ni surgeon na nagbibilang tayo. Okay? So, pinopoint ni scrub nurse kung ano yung mga instruments bine-verify ni circulating nurse. Okay? So, si circulating nurse usually responsible in documentation. So, he or she documenting the counting or any documentation related to perioperative documentation. Okay? So, may mga procedure tayo on how to count. Okay? So, pag nag-count tayo before operation, so that is our baseline. Before, ibig sabihin bago maghiwa. Yung muna, unang counting. Next, pag merong additional, we should add. Okay, we will write either in our documentation or in our OR board. Dapat inaano natin, minunote natin kung ano man yung binibigay. Okay? Kung sino nagbigay, for example, umihi si circulating, lumabas muna. Nangailangan ng gamit si scrub nurse, nagbukas yung isang nurse, okay? The nurse should write also kung ano yung binigay niya and note her name. Ino-note lang natin yun para alam ko sino nagbigay. Then, pag bumalik na si circulating, they can ask, okay? Pwedeng inform, ay, ito, nagbigay ako ng isang suture. Okay? Okay, so, dapat, during the procedure, wala mo nang maglalabas ng mga gamit. Okay? We should make sure that everything, the count is complete. Okay? Wala mo nang lalabas. Okay? Mahirap kasi baka sa nagkuha kayo ng mga sa lalagyan ng laundry, may naiwan palang gasa doon. Okay? Naloka na kayo, nakakahanap kung nasaan. Okay? Kaya maganda, we will do the counting once the surgical team is still inside. Kasi baka may nahulog na gasa na tapakan ni assistant surgeon. So we should vigilant also, lalo na sa circulating. Di ba? Tayong taga-ano ng OR, di ba? We should vigilant na tingnan natin bago lumabas yung any member of surgical team, dapat may makita tayo na baka may naipit or nung naghubad may sumama na surgical item. So we should be vigilant for that para pag nag-count tayo, it's safe for us at complete siya. Okay? So ito yung other ano natin, okay? Yung tulad ng sinabi ko, the counting should be always taken kahit magpalit kayo ng scrub. Yun nga yung na-discuss ko kanina na reliever. Okay? Magbibilang na naman. Okay? Pag naman merong incorrect sa packaging, so for example, ang ating mga gasa, sponges. So in one pack, supposed to be 5. 5 pieces yan. But once you notice na 4 lang, kumbaga parang may factory defect, i-dispose nyo na lahat. Open na new one. Bakit? Kasi baka pag dating ng ano, hindi nyo na matanda, nalimutan nyo na mayroon palang kulang. Kasi factory defect na yun eh. Supposed to be 5, 5, 5 or depends sa packaging. Okay? So dapat ganun na lang kasi para maging safe tayo. Okay? Even do sa mga nakasama do sa mga pack. So some of the OR packs in I think other hospital kasama na siya sa instrument set. So in instrument set there are for example 5 gauze, 5 gasa. Okay? Nung pag-open mo, when you're doing your baseline counting, 4 lang. Okay? So you should inform your circulating na 4 lang. So if there's an separate gauze, yung meron tayong single pack, we can add para maging 5 before operation. Okay? Para hindi lang confusing pagdating ng counting. Okay? So, the count should be begin, then during, during closure of the organ. Anong organ? For example, uterus, stomach, na pwedeng mag-fit doon ang mga surgical item. Then, the layers of the skin. Okay? Then, we should inform the surgical team if the count is correct or complete. Okay? So, first layer, or first counting, complete. Second counting, complete. Final count, complete. In a loud voice na the surgeon will hear. Kasi si surgeon busy sa operative side. So, ang nag-aano lang sa kanya is the hearing. So, yun ang pinaka-importante. Okay? So, kung naman mali, kulang ang counting, anong gagawin natin? So, as a scrub nurse, hold muna natin. Doc, kulang tayo ng count. Repeat the count again. Search for it. Okay, kung kailangan yung maghanap talaga, kahit sa basurahan, kahit sa mga sapatos nila, gagawin nyo para lang makita yung instrument. Even instrument or needles or sponges. Mahirap mag-ano na, sarado na, kulang pala. Okay, so mahirap yon. So, dito nag-start talaga yung lockdown. Okay, ang lockdown, yung talagang walang lalabas ng OR, walang papasok. Maghahanap muna tayo. Hanapin muna natin kung kung nasaan yung nawawala. Eh, paano kung di pa rin mahanap, ma'am? For example, needle. Sobrang liit na needle. Okay? So, the doctor will order for x-ray. Eh, ma'am, paano pag wala sa x-ray? Okay? Ido-document natin na nawala. Okay? So, medyo parang IR yan. Okay? Incident report. Okay? Isa legal, ano yan eh. Legal kasi yan, guys. Eh. So, it's important that mag-ano tayo dyan. We have documentation that there's an incidence of missing, okay, or lacking the counting. Okay? Okay. So, next is preventing patient injury resulting from falls. So, i-relate lang natin ito sa OR. Okay? So, lalo na pag ang patient is under general anesthesia. And they will do specific positioning. So much better nakastrap ang patient, okay, without impeding the circulation. So safe tayo dyan. Okay? And any movement, we should inform the anesthesia muna. Any changes of movement or positioning, inform natin ng anesthesia. Okay? So, kailangan stable din yung bed, kailangan nakalock, even the stretcher while transferring, going to OR table or OR table going to stretcher. So dapat dapat hindi mag-isa lang ang nagbubuhat. Ano? They will dapat kasama si nurse para bantayan or to be careful with the contraption sa mga Foley cuts, sa mga drains while transferring. Ba, nagta-transfer si orderly, kailangan ma-take care natin 'yan. Okay? And make the side rails up. Okay? Lalo na sa recovery room. Lagi natin itataas yung side rails. Side rails ng bed. Okay? Okay. So, I hope you have some, na-recognize nyo kahit papano ang mga roles ng nurse in the operating room in regards with patient safety. Okay? So, for the summary, okay, so si perioperative talaga, perioperative nursing is a complex specialty. Okay? Talagang kailangan okay ang ating pag-take care sa patient. Talagang consider our patient always VIP. Hindi dahil porket VIP, saka lang natin gagalingan, ayusin natin ang take care. Consider all patient is an important person. Walang VIP, lahat ng patient VIP sa atin. Wala, we will not choose kung sino iti-take care natin. Yun talaga ang trabaho natin as a nurse eh. So, dapat ganun tayo. Hindi tayo namimili kung sino lang kung kanino lang natin aayusin yung pag-take care natin sa patient, yung pakikitungo natin sa patient. 'Di ba? Pag ako sinabihan ako, ma'am, ito VIP to. Anong VIP? Lahat ng patient natin VIP. 'Di ba? Ganun dapat, guys. Okay? So you as a student nurse, if you are already exposing sa mga related learning experiences, make sure that you're treating your patient as a very important person. Pantay-pantay lang tayo. Okay? So because yun talagang work natin. Yun talagang ating noble profession as a nurse, 'di ba? Okay. So pero operative nurses is caring of patient is a part of the team. So teamwork talaga is the key. Okay? So for patient safe care, laging importante ang communication between the surgical team members. Communication pa rin ang pinaka dito, importante sa lahat. Okay? So to keep the patient from getting harmed, okay, aside from communication, okay, yun nga, na-discuss ko na yung mga ways to prevent patient from falls, prevention of retained surgical instruments, medication safety, yan. Yan, ito na yung inano natin. Parang at least medyo na mamumulat kayo na hindi lang tayo taga-abot ng instrument. We are doing beyond our yung mga misconception as a OR nurse, 'di ba? Yan. So ito, yan nga, tulad ng lagi kong sinasabi. Okay? So think about what happened inside OR. So for my last final message. Okay? Isipin nyo, kayo yung nakahiga sa OR bed. Your loved one, your family. 'Di ba ano lang ang gusto nyo? Gusto nyo hindi magkaroon ng complication. Gusto nyo hindi magkaroon ng another injury, magkaroon ng harm, 'di ba? Hindi magkaroon ng infection, hindi magkaroon ng complication dahil sa gamot. Hindi magkaroon ng retractor sa loob ng tiyan, magkaroon ng gaso sa tiyan, sa mga sugat 'yan. 'Di ba? Kasi wala eh. Ang patient pag nakahiga na sa OR, sila lang mag-isa. Wala naman relative yan. So ano natin, as a nurse, what our, yung talagang tayo talaga ang kakampi niyan sa loob ng OR. Tayo ang nakakalam po ano mas nakakabuti sa kanila. Okay? Tayo lang ang magpoprotekta sa kanila. So any possibility of error, may iwasan natin as long as we know the ways in preventing these types of error. Okay? So I hope you understand or you you know regarding the your role in patient safety, specifically sa OR. And sana if you will choose a specialty, consider OR. Masaya din naman sa OR. Okay? I'm not being biased, but if you want action and more on ganda sa OR. Okay? So here are my references, and I hope you enjoy kahit papano. So I think it took already almost 2 hours with my lecture. And I want to thank you for attending and listening and even minding my what is this, my topic, okay, regarding the roles of patient and the role of nurses in the operating room for the patient safety. Okay, thank you. So regarding question and answer, if you have any question, and I will try to answer them. Okay, so we will go back to the moderators. Thank you.